Hey, check out this new detail brush I'm thinking about buying.
Oh, what is it?
It's a wheel brush.
Cool. Hey, I've never asked you, why are you so obsessed with washing cars anyway?
I mean, I just love cars. They're so instrumental in day-to-day life. Without them, most men and women wouldn't be able to earn a living to support their families. And I just love being a part of the automotive industry. Since I was a kid,
Actually, you know what? I'm kind of busy right now. Maybe later, okay?
Oh. Okay. Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Brandon and welcome to the channel. And today's video is how efficient is my setup. And I'm gonna be going over each individual facet of the setup and rating how efficient it is to me. And I'm also gonna be going over some of the cons of why it's not efficient and what I need to improve on. All right guys, let's get started. So I'm gonna get started with the electrical components. Now, the way I have my electrical set up is I have a 30 amp, 20 amp, and 15 amp outlets. And I have multiple outlets for each ampage. And the way I have that configured is with both of these paired generators, they run a 4-gang box that's 30 amps. So all of my equipment that needs at least 20 amps to 30 amps, it's all ran off that 30 amp gang box. There's 4 outlets there. Now, if I need something a little bit smaller with 20 amps, you can come around here on this side and see the inside of the generators. And you can see that there's 4 outlets that are 20 amps here. And that is how I run my smaller equipment. Also, up here are 3 outlets that are 15 amps. And I have a whole power strip bar up here that all runs off 15 amps as well. So depending on what I'm running, if I'm only running 20 amps, I will shut down a generator and I'll just run 20 amps. But if I need more things like the vacuum and the air compressor at the same time, I'll run the 30 amps. Or if I need the pressure washer, I'll run the 30 amps. But things like the polisher and blowers and things like that, I definitely will just run 20 amps. So also my charging system up here, once I turn on the system, it automatically starts charging my power drill and my cordless DA polisher, cordless charger for my blower. So for my electrical system, I feel like I have it pretty dialed in. I wouldn't change anything. I really love this retractable extension cord reel. It has a super powerful spring on it and it retracts very fast. It's very durable and thick. I'm really impressed with these Westinghouse 2500 watt generators. They're paired, producing 5,000 watts. My power bar up there is great. I love the flexibility of the 20 amps to the 30 amp 4-gang box. And I'll show you my 4-gang box that I have over here. And if you look right all the way in there behind the tank, there is a 4-gang box mounted right here to where I'm able to unplug and things pretty effortlessly. If I want to plug in my Mighty steam cleaner or something that has that much power. And I have plenty of open outlets. Nothing's over flooded to where I'm always having to switch things in and out. Okay, moving forward to my next system. Now, my hoses. How efficient are my hoses? I have the Coxreels retractable 50-foot air compressor hose reel. I have the Coxreels retractable 50-foot pressure washer and a Coxreels hand crank 35-foot vacuum. I wouldn't change anything on this setup as far as my hose reels because they're extremely efficient. My process when I first start detailing, I always get the air compressor going and the vacuum at the same time. This gets strung out like that. and this comes out as well, and I almost have them both simultaneously, and I go ahead and I start my process with blowing out and vacuuming. Now if I ever have any stubborn issues, I have my drill handy right here, my battery is right here at an arm's length, plug in, and we are good to go. So with that system, I'm very happy with that. Also, I have my attachments at an arm's length right for the vacuum when I'm doing large areas or I need an extension to get in between the seats. That's right there for this. So I'm extremely happy with the way I have that set up. Not much to improve. My attachments, everything I need are right there. The Tornador stays on. The air compressor reel, that's all I use that for. Moving on to the pressure washer. How efficient is my pressure washer? Now, with a click of a button, number one turns on the pressure washer. I rinse off the car. I keep on my 40-degree MTM nozzle guard with a 3.5 orifice, and it works just great, you guys. After I'm rinsing off the car, again, right next to the pressure washer hose reel, which is very convenient, you can see I have a quick connect right here. It's mounted inside here, and that releases my foam cannon with ease, and within seconds I am back in business foam washing the car. Afterwards, put that back in there. Now that we're on the subject of washing the car, I will show you how efficient my process is with getting my bucket ready. You come along here. My bucket is right here. This is where the bucket lives, right there all the time. It comes out, remove this. I grab my car soap, CarPro reset. I do a little bit measuring. Now this isn't the most efficient method possible. They have special measurement caps that I need to get that soon. After all the car soap is measured, here's my water. Comes right out effortlessly, and we got water. So because the water is there, I like to keep the bucket right there as well. And that's how we do that process. And we'll move back over here and continue with the back. As we're washing the vehicle, I have all the detail brushes right here because I'm constantly getting chemicals, brushes, towels, vacuum attachments. Everything is, all I need is right here. I also have this really nice brush rack. It originally was intended to hang keys, but it ended up being a wheel brush rack. I do need to upgrade my wheel brush. Next video, I'll be sharing what wheel brush I went with to clean the barrels. But I have a couple nice tire brushes. This is where I get my gloves. Really like that location. Right when I'm turning on my generators, guys, pull out the generator, turn them on, let them warm up. I grab my gloves at the same time. They're on before I'm even dealing with anything. Moving on to my chemical rack. These are all 32-ounce Maxshine chemicals, and I would definitely go with these. Again, they have a lot of different options, but I just love the black coating, the texture on these, and it's a great contrast to my diamond plating. I do like the aluminum style bottle holders, but since I already have aluminum color diamond plating, I didn't want to go with that color, so I went with black. I have 32-ounce up here, but I keep smaller bottles in there because I like the flexibility and the lightness of the smaller P&S bottles. I generally stick with all P&S products. Here's all of my main products that I use for 32-ounce. I have a few other bottles here that are unmarked. and I'm in the process of buying a label maker so I can put labels on here. There's a pretty cool label maker I was looking up on Amazon. It's Bluetooth. It just pairs to your phone. You type in everything on your phone and then it transmits it to the label maker and you can print out labels. So here's a few of my other chemicals that I use quite frequently. And as far as my process goes with my towels, I have most of my towels that go on the exterior right here. I'm still looking for a place to put my towels for the interior. Here's my drying towels at the moment, and that is very easy to get to. I do not have a dirty towel bin. Generally what I do is I stack my dirty towels somewhere around this area while I'm cleaning so they don't get into the ground, and then after that I come around here and I have a bunch of bags stored, and I just grab a bag and I fill those up, tie it up, and get it ready to be washed after the job. So that pretty much concludes all of the setup for the rear. How efficient it is to me. I feel like I spent a lot of time and effort trying to design the efficiency of the back portion here, and it's pretty much absolute for me. And one cool thing that I'll be doing from now on is I'm going to be linking a description for all my machines, products, and tools in the description below, guys, so you'll be able to just go right on there, check out the links, check out the products, the prices, the information on everything. This is my fire extinguisher right here, and I have it mounted on a special upgraded mount. It comes with a plastic mount, but I bought a new mount that's metal for more durability, and I'll be linking that in the description, the fire extinguisher as well as the mounts, along with the cord reels, the generators, and a whole lot of other stuff, you guys. So let's move on to the next portion of the van. And this part I feel isn't as efficient right now at the moment. So for starters, after I'm running my Turnador, I go ahead and I hit this switch right here and it releases the air, and that's how I release the pressure on my air compressor. This is my Mighty right here. Right here on this bar, you can see that's how I wrap the cord, and this has a little home right here and stays nice and secure and doesn't get damaged by anything or pushed around. And it was nice because I didn't have to put any more extra mounts here. This is the Mighty. You can see down here I have a nice frame for it. This is called the Mighty base. It's specifically made to lock in these wheels. It does not roll at all. Before I didn't have that. This thing was sliding around and rubbing little indents on the edge of the inside of the paint of the van, and also damaging some of the handle here, but now it's just effortless. And this is one of my trouble spots of the van. It's not as efficient. So here's my blower. I use this quite frequently when I'm blowing off engine bays, drying cars and whatnot, or just even clearing area debris during the workspace. Right here is my polisher bag. I have odd things in here that I need to go through. Different things, polishing pads, different brushes, touch-up pens, magic eraser, clay bar, just random things. Definitely not, I have to spend time searching for things here all the time. I have my tire applicator. Here I have some more things in here that are pretty important to the setup. I have my extension cord that is 30 amps that I'm able to run some heavy equipment on. And also I have a bunch of attachments in here for my steam cleaner, extra gloves, another pack of clay bar, some extra detailing brushes. Not the best organization with duffel bags. Maybe I can somehow get some very slender, slim drawers right here that would somehow fit, some nice custom work to fit that odd angular shape that goes right there. So that's about all I access on this side, you guys. I reach in, I plug in my Mighty, my steamer into the 30 amps. I utilize my Mighty, my air compressor, and that's it. Everything else will go on to the other side of the van. So like I said, I come on this side, I use it for the wash bucket. Also, I use this side for chemicals. I store all my chemicals indoors at my place of residence, but when I notice that my bottles are getting low, I will transport them down from the residence into the mobile setup just temporarily while I'm working from a day-to-day basis. After I get some time to refill them, I'll bring them back up to the house and store them. For instance, what I have now, it looks like I brought the carpet bomber down because it was getting low. Same with the express cleaner, with the Terminator, and it looks like my window glass cleaner was getting low, and also my super clean, because I'm big on engine degreasing, I'm big on engine bay cleaning. I love to keep them clean. It's always a must. So what I need to do is fill up all my 32-ounce bottles and get those full so I can go ahead and put the gallons back upstairs. So from here, guys, I can access my vacuum, my pressure washer, and my polisher. Here's my polisher hanging up. When I grab this, I take it to the back over here. This polisher runs off the M18 battery system. This thing will get you about an hour of runtime, and I'm good to go. And after running this for so long, it's really hard to get anything corded. I really don't want to be messing around with any cords anymore. We've got the Maxshine holder up here for the Milwaukee. This is my steam cleaner. It has a special shelf designed that fits these feet perfectly. You can see how they're tucked in almost like to the centimeter, and it doesn't wiggle around at all. So when I need my steam cleaner, I just grab it, and I have I have another pull here that I wrap around my steam cleaner hose too. I'm really happy with where the hoses are, where the equipment is mounted, where things are sitting. I would say there's nothing to improve on that area, but all these things that are kind of scattered around, like for instance, maybe the chemicals, would be nice to have a dedicated chemical rack, as well as a few drawers. Now, we all have this bag, or we all have some type of area where we house all of our little odd bottles. I have all these things that don't really have homes. You know, they don't really make holders for stuff like this. So I have just a lot of odd bottles in here, some brushes, hair tools, different pads, more brushes. So this is where I keep my polisher, my polishing compound, and my foam pads and whatnot. I don't generally take anything to the car while I'm working. It's just so accessible on the rear of the van that it's really quick for me instead of me carrying around something like this. The one thing that I did come to the conclusion recently is that I absolutely need a pad holder. So I will get a 5-inch pad holder very shortly, and it's gonna go right here, and I'm gonna be able to have my collection of pads very efficiently hung up right there. Now, moving on to my water tank, you can see that there's a inlet for the water tank down below. So if you stand from here, you can see how I reach my hand in and I'm able to access it. That's how I access it. And I grab the hose and I put the hose inside, and this is where I fill it up at. After I'm done filling up, replace the cap. I'm able to maintenance my pressure washer here. I have my vacuum kind of semi-mounted with this bungee cord. I can take it out really easy and empty it out. I empty it pretty often, blow out the air filter inside that as well, keep that maintained as much as possible. As far as the efficiency of my vacuum, it's a 5.5 horsepower made by VacMaster. I'm very impressed with that. I wouldn't ask for any more power. It has plenty of suction. I would say almost too much suction at sometimes, and it really does the trick. Same with my pressure washer, extremely efficient, does the trick. And same with my compressor, it runs the Tornador flawlessly. This has a continuous flow of steam. It's extremely efficient. I wouldn't do anything different with that. All these things I'm mentioning, I would buy them 10 times over. Same with the Mighty 8070. It's been extremely efficient. It doesn't get used a lot at the moment, but when it does, it performs absolutely phenomenal. Same with the Milwaukee. I couldn't imagine a replacement for it. I'm satisfied with the Milwaukee polisher. As far as the setup, guys, I've pretty much covered everything. Everything I'm extremely happy with, besides a few things. It makes the job a lot quicker. As far as the maintenance, I will be posting a video on how I care for the diamond plating, which I really love the diamond plate, so I care for it very frequently. And I have a process, a few chemicals of how I care for it to keep it nice and shiny, because with the contrast, it just makes the setup pop. All right, guys, so that includes the portion of how efficient I think my setup is. Please leave in the comments below how you think it's efficient or how your setup is efficient. I answer all the comments. And if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, please check out the channel. We got all sorts of cool videos on there. We have a video coming each week, and consider about subscribing, and we'll see you on the next one. But before we close out the video, let me show you the inside of the van. Here is our cab, where we conduct all our business, where we take our breaks, do our paperwork, online work, social media work, appointment making. We have it all set up with privacy tints, including the windshield here. And I thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm gonna take off. I gotta get going, and I'll see you on the next one. Sayonara, guys.